Okay, today let's go over your silver. What type is used, how long does it last, how does it wear, all that good stuff. When making your colloidal silver, you want the most pure silver that you can find. You don't want sterling silver, which is 92.5% pure. There's other metal in that we don't want in our batch. We want some fine silver that's actually 0.999, which is 99.9, or 4.9s, which is 0.9999, 99.9% fine silver wire. Both of those are acceptable. In the end product, there's no difference. There's said to be no difference in the end product whether you use the 3.9s or the 4.9s. A lot of people do prefer the 4.9s. It's a little more expensive because of the refining process, but it's what most people use and prefer. They want something as pure as possible when they're making it, so they go with 4.9s. But again, the 3.9s is fine. I have a mix of both just from the past, and I don't mind using either. When you first get the wires, they'll be polished, nice looking. These ones are also straightened. But yeah, nice polished finish to them. But as you use them, you will be tarnishing them as you make a batch, and you'll also be taking a little tiny bit from the positive side each time you brew. How long they last can depend on a lot of things. How often you use them, how big of a batch you make, how long you let it go, many factors. They generally last at least a couple years. A very, very tiny bit is taken just off the positive side each time, so it goes very slow unless maybe you forget them and it overbrews and it cooks one of them all the way off or close to it, and I'll show you some examples here in a moment. But generally they last a couple years. They're only maybe $30. I think about tops for a set of these, which are 4.9s, and they are 6 inches and 12 gauge. 12 gauge is very common. 10 gauge is common as well. Any size will work, but 10 and 12 are pretty common. It'll be up to you which you use. You can also use silver coins, fine silver coins, and those need to be at least 3.9s. For coins, people really prefer the 4.9s. There could just be something else in there. I hear with the coins, I'm not exactly sure, but Canadian maple leaves that are 4.9 are very commonly used, and those are absolutely acceptable. You do want to do some research and make sure that it is in fact pure, and a lot of those coins now come with some protective coating on it, so you're going to need to take that off. Research how to do that before you use it, so that's not what you're making in the batch. You don't want that. You just want your pure silver. I have several examples here. This set is brand new. The ones we just saw, they're nice and polished. There's nothing taken off of them. They're nice and smooth, no pitting or wear or anything. As you use them, they'll start to look different. As you can see, these are all used here, and they usually wear generally evenly. This one's kind of funny that I've been using it. It seemed to wear more in the middle here, but as you may be able to see there, it's discolored. It's not shiny anymore. And here are a few right here that have been used just one time, maybe a couple times, but yeah, it'll be discolored from the part that's in the water. And these, lastly here, these were left on, and as you can see, it's very, very thin. So someone mistakenly left it on, or didn't follow the directions, and just left it without watching it. And this is what it'll do. It'll fry it all off. It'll cook it all off essentially, and it'll end up in your batch, and you'll have a way overbrewed batch that you don't want. So you don't just keep letting it go longer to get a higher ppm. The way our silver works is after about 20-25 ppm, it'll start to clump together and actually go the other way. It'll degrade the batch rather than make it stronger or better. Most people want to use them and have them wear evenly. So again, only the positive wire lets a little bit of silver off each batch. Some keep track of them and swap them each time, maybe flip them around. Me, I just throw them wherever and I use whatever lands on which one each time I make a batch. It seems to work out pretty good. And yeah, the pair, actually have 2 pairs right now, but I've had them both for several years and they're still going pretty strong, except that one we just saw, it's going to need to be replaced pretty soon. Another thing also, you can use that if it breaks, you can use a shorter one for the negative side. So some people do that and have just less of a negative wire in the water, and what that does is it helps our current stay more steady. We don't want our current to get out of control. We want a nice steady flow, so that helps with that. It makes it a little little slower and can better the process. And this will just come down to opinion and how you like to do things. I think that just about covers it. If you have questions, let me know. Please share, like, follow, and I'll give you plenty more. All right.